Onu message mo. Alam ko ya plan na lang ko diyan.
Somebody else should pay. Now when the line, you are not raised. So then hata shule zetu aliraise hapa. Si story ikaanzia. Zeuri lakini ukiwa apply nobody will raise. Well,
Mau lebar ya, mau kena walara. Emeru.
Almighty God, in your wisdom and goodness, have appointed the office of the leaders and county assemblies for the welfare of society and the just government of the people. We beseech you to behold with your abundant favor as your servants whom you've been pleased to call upon performance of important tasks and in this republic. Let your blessings descend upon us, here assemble and grant that we treat and consider all matters that shall come under our deliberation in so just and faithful a manner, so as to promote your honor and glory, and to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of our county and of those whose interests you've committed to our church. Amen. We are back to our as Ad Hoc Committee to proceed over the summons that we summon the executive to our other committee, the county executive committee member, Department of Treasury, Finance and Economic Planning, Department of Water, Irrigation, Environment and Wildlife and Natural Resources, Department of Devolution, Public Service Management, Administration and ICT, Department of Lands, Housing and Planning and Urban Development, Department of Education and Vocational Training, Department of Health Services. Here I'm the chair to the Ad Hoc Committee, Honorable Jeruto Kiptala, and we allow introduction of our members. So we allow our Sergeant at Arms to proceed to bring the mentioned departments to come in, please. We are requesting that you arrange yourself in order of seniority. And if you're okay like that, we will proceed. Members, we are not going to they are not going to take an oath today because it's just a follow-up of what has happened in the ad hoc report. In front of you is Honorable Jeruto Kiptala, the chair of the Ad Hoc Committee. I will allow my members to introduce themselves.
Yeah, Honorable Chair. My name is Honorable Ingwajon, member of this committee. I also want to take this opportunity to welcome our CECs and our staff so that we can be able actually to find out how far we have gone in as far as the recommendations are concerned. So therefore, maybe I will not have much to say at this juncture, but later on we shall be able to find out. So, but I just want to tell them welcome and welcome.
Honorable Sharon.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Sharon Keter. I'm a member of this committee. And first and foremost, I want to say thank you, Chair, for convening this meeting and to say that you are up to task. You've done a very good job. I'm proud of you, and Baringo County is proud of you for the work you've done. Secondly, is to welcome all the CECs and all the CEOs and members of staff from the executive who are here today, and to say welcome, and to say thank you to the also our member of staff and the people supporting our committee. Thank you for supporting us, and we are looking forward to bringing this matter to a conclusion. And lastly, I want to say that it has not been an easy journey since May. We've had a lot of time since May to now November, and I anticipate that we'll have most of these recommendations implemented, because May up to now is a long time. So I'm looking forward to hearing positive report from the executive so that we can move forward. And to the members of the public, the reason why we have this matter online is to ensure that there's transparency and accountability. We started off this journey as a way of unearthing issues that our members of employees of Baringo County were facing, and it is time for them to know where they are when it comes to their issues being addressed. They are doing a good job, and their work must be seen and must be appreciated. Thank you, Chair.
I think Honorable Ayengo, you can make your remarks, because I can see Honorable Sharon already made her remarks, so that we proceed to allow them to introduce themselves.
I think, Honorable Chair, I had welcomed them, and also, I know many people were not comfortable with this procedure, and I just want to say at this time, we just want to know how far we have done in as far as recommendations are concerned. And so therefore, Honorable Chair, people should be comfortable. People should be comfortable. It wasn't easy last time. We were being asked so many questions. How far we have gone. The public are so much interested. And so therefore, we didn't need to use any other means of concluding this exercise other than the same means. That is, which people of Baringo should know how far we have gone. So therefore, Honorable Chair, we are on course. And we are putting this thing to an end so that other things can begin. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Before I allow them to introduce themselves, allow me to give an apology from Honorable Locales, who is on official duty outside the country, and the rest of the members, I think they are still on their way coming. Kindly introduce yourselves. There's a button there, which is you will always press it, then you will be given the opportunity to take the mic.
Chair, my name is Wilson Cheserek Ruto, CEC in charge of Finance and Economic Planning.
Chair, my name is Dr. Solomon Sermo, CCM Health Services.
Morning, Chair. My name is Architect Ruben Ruto, CC in charge of water, irrigation, environment, wildlife, irrigation, and climate change. Thank you.
Chair and honorable members, my name is Benina Bartoin, the CC in charge of education, vocational training, and library services.
Chair and honorable members of this committee, good morning. My name is Maureen Jimashep, the CEC in charge of devolution, public service management, administration, and ICT. Thank you.
Chair, my name is Andrew Rotich, Director of Human Resource.
Good morning, Chair and members. My name is Nancy Kathy, lecturer, Chief Officer, Public Service Administration, ICT and E-Government. Thank you.
Honorable Chair, my name is Dr. Winnie Bore, Chief Officer in charge of water, sanitation, irrigation. Thank you.
Honorable Chair, my name is Anne Chewoche, Chief Officer in charge of education, vocational training, and library services. Thank you.
Honorable Chair, my name is Noah Chebwarwa, Director, Department of Water, Sanitation and Irrigation. Thank you.
Honorable Chair, my name is Paul Chesang, Director, Education, Vocational Training and Labor Services. Thank you.
We had invited the CC and from each department, the Department of Treasury, Finance and Economic Planning, who is here with us, Department of Water, Irrigation, Environment and Wildlife and Natural Resources, who is here with us, Department of Devolution, Public Service Management, Administration and ICT, who is here with us, Department of Lands, Housing, Planning and Urban Development. We have an apology from the CEC Lekonaya, and he has promised that he would appear tomorrow very early in the morning, and we are taking his apology. We have the Department of Education, Vocational Training, who is here, and Department of Health Services, and they are all here. The Ad Hoc Committee report was approved by the House on 11th June 2025, and pursuant to the provision of Article 10 to 32 of the Constitution of Kenya that affirms that the public participation in a national value and principle of governance reinforce the importance of feedback to the citizens' engagement. Further aware that Article 35 further emphasizes the rights of all citizens to be able to receive any information that makes it possible for them to enjoy or protect their rights. Noting that the County Government Act 2012, as spelled under Section 89, places a duty on the county government to respond to petitions and challenges from the citizens in a timely and effective manner. The same is replicated under the Fair Administrative Action Act 2015 and the Access of Information Act 2016, which aims to enhance the transparency and the accountability in public affairs mandate and proactive disclosure by public and private bodies. Therefore, you are required to appear before the Ad Hoc Committee on 20th November at 11:30, which I can see we are on time at the County Assembly Chambers to update the implementation progress of the committee recommendations as approved by the House. I would want to applaud you that you managed to be here by 11:30, and we are going to proceed over the follow-up of the implementation. I would want you to know that I know the last time we had an engagement and it was push and pull but not because we had any personal vendetta. We are calling you today so that we are able, the public get to know exactly what has happened since then. And I know many people were not comfortable with the online coverage, but the feeling of the committee was for the public to know what has happened from then. And we are going to give feedback basing on the report that it was forwarded to the executive, and we are going to listen from you and also for the people to know exactly what has been happening, so that we come to the closure of the ad hoc report. As all of you know, an ad hoc committee is not a committee that should last. It has a period timeline to end it, and we want to make it, this is the last time we are going to appear in the House, and also our committee is going to come to a closure in the next 2 weeks. So I would really want us to just go through the implementation report, and we will proceed. And I would want to urge also our members that we stick to what is there in our implementation report, so that we move quickly, one by one. Then we so that we come to the closure of our questions of today. So I'll proceed directly to Honorable Laengo.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. As you have directed, we wanted actually the honorable members, the public, the Baringo citizens to know from the county treasury, to release funds. It was one of the recommendations that the county treasury should release funds to the hospital boards and elder facilities committees for them to be able to pay salaries, allowances, and remit all statutory deductions. This should be done. There was a timeline also for acting. There was also a timeline for the same. So the CC Treasury, may you please highlight to us how far you have gone in implementing these recommendations as passed by the House.
And as you proceed, you have that. I'm hoping that all of you ask that schedule for the implementation, so that we are following it up. And Honorable Laengo, when you're asking a question, you give them it's in which number, so that they proceed directly to that question from the report.
Thank you. It is recommendation number 2. Because we are portioned, there are also other recommendations that the County Public Service Board is supposed to act on, and so therefore we've just brought in what is relevant to your departments.
Chair, thank you. We would want to seek for clarification, because noting the House is a house of record procedure. You had earlier on written to us to provide an implementation progress report. Pursuant to your letter
Please pull the mic close to you.
Pursuant to your letter dated 16th of July, Chair, we did provide the information so requested. And from my Department of Treasury and Economic Planning, we did give an update. And the first one, Chair, is what Honorable Ayengo has just requested to find out. That county treasury to release funds to hospitals and elder facilities for them to pay casualties and allowances and all statutory deduction. And in our action, the implementing agency then, as per your matrix, the reporting matrix, was Treasury. And our action was very, very clear, Chair, that we've already done it. So
proceed, Wasiri, to tell us what have you done.
This chair in terms of release of funds, this was specific to the FIF. And on FIF, the health facilities, all the level 4 health facilities are up and running on FIF. If there are any challenges, I will appreciate to hear which level 4 hospital is not operating. Payment of salaries is not an issue. I thought in Baringo County, we do not have an issue on payment of salaries. Statutory deductions, it does delay occasionally because of equitable share releases by the national government. That is not something that is within our control. What we have done with the commercial banks is we have entered into an arrangement, a bridging finance arrangement, where they pay salaries for staff and share deductions, even when the equitable share has not landed in our accounts. So that, Chair, is our response. Thank you.
Honorable Engo.
By the way, actually, I am okay with the answer, though about the statutory deductions. You know, when one is getting salary, it is deemed that even the statutory deductions is happening at the same time. So the delay is another. Tell us why is it delaying?
Chair, the only delay is the delay happens when we on the other statutory deduction when we have not received equitable share, because the only arrangement, the bridging finance arrangement we've had with one of the commercial banks, is only on net salaries and share deductions. Immediately we receive our equitable share, Chair, our first commitment is salary. Second commitment is payment of taxes and deductions. That is what we do. We are not in breach at the moment.
Waziri, if I remember the last time we had an engagement here, we had that problem, and you had promised that you are going to sort it out. Not unless you're just giving us information that it was regular. You remember when we were here last time, there's some stuff that they were saying their SHA is not up to date, but they get their salary. So that is where the challenge was when we had a meeting here. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to your point, it was an assurance that that one has been done.
Chair, I want to assure you that it has been done.
Thank you.
That time, Chair, we were only doing net salaries. And based on a challenge from this committee, we approached our partners, financial partners, to, on top of the net salaries, to also pay the share deductions. And I'm sure you've not had any complaints from the citizens of Baringo, particularly the employees of Baringo, on the issue of share. Thank you.
I think Honorable Laengwa, at least that is given an assurance that he has made it clear that previously we had a problem, but now it's sorted out. Thank you. If you're okay, Honorable Laengwa, you can proceed to Honorable Sharon.
Thank you.
Chair, I don't feel like the answer is sufficient, knowing for the fact that we represent these people. The fact is that not all employees have been paid. That is the truth. So, Chair, would you kindly guide the members who are answering this question? Let us not make it academic. It's not a matter that you're doing as a by the way. We are talking about people's lives. And when you're talking about employees, are we talking about the employees who are employed at the hospitals, or we are talking about the casual workers entirely in Baringo County? Because I know for the fact, the employees from Mogotio, Cabernet, and even Eldama Ravine sub-counties who have not received their salaries to date.
Honorable Sharon, I think we need to stand guided. We are at the point of, if at all those employees, we are not yet at the casual level question. If the question was there for the casual workers, which I don't think it's in this question, it was about the remittance to the hospital and the rest. I know the question of the casual workers will come in, and the CEC will tell us exactly what is the what are the teaching problems with the casual workers.
I am guided, Chair, but I was answering from the. I was asking my question based on the answer that was given by the CEC. Okay. He said that there is no employee in Baringo who has not received their salary yet. That's why I was following up with that question. Okay. But I'm guided.
Okay. Honorable Laengwa, proceed to tell us what is burning on your side. Honorable Sharon, put off your mic and.
Yeah, Honorable Chair. Actually, I wanted us to maybe to stick to adhere to our recommendations, so that I know we have so many other issues, but we wanted to narrow down our engagement to what to the recommendations made by the House. Yes. So,
allowed Honorable Laengwa, that is why I was pinpointing directly that the point that Waziri has answered is regard to question number 2. And I know the issue of casual workers will come in, and on that point of an hour, you will answer about those questions regarding to the casual workers, where we are placing them and the rest, so that we are able to move one by one with the implementation. Because I know when we poke in new questions to that same question, we will prolong the asking of the questions in this. But Honorable Sharon, I can assure you, the question of casual workers will not be left unanswered by Waziri. So I would want you to clarify that you're okay. We move to the next question.
I'm guided, Chair. I'll proceed to recommendation number 8, and this one is in regards to the person who is to answer this question is the CCM of devolution. The recommendation was that the CCM devolution, public service, and the Baringo Public Service Board should redeploy the Director Revenue Hilary Siror, Revenue Officer Robert Misken, and Director Enforcement David Seremo with immediate effect, and replace them with competent personnel and lifestyle audit to be conducted on them. CCM devolution.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Indeed, I want to confirm that we received the recommendations of this committee in our respective offices. And once more, allow me to thank you for inviting us to appear before you today, so that you can collectively exercise our constitutional and institutional mandates. Thank you, Madam Chair, and I want to beg to present our report by reading what we have here. The mandate for the development of staff, for the deployment of staff is a function within the public service under Section 72 of the County Government Act. The section provides that the power to deploy a county public officer within a department shall vest in the relevant county chief officer. Deploy Siror is a staff within Treasury. The power to deploy a county public officer from one department to another is vested with the county secretary and the head of public service. Response number 3. 2 of the officers are deployed in Treasury, which is a mandate of the department to decide on the deployment. The officer following the recommendations deployed the officer and appointed a new one. On Mr. Seremwa, who is now our staff in devolution, the following issue has arisen that makes it hard to act on the recommendations. 1, that he was employed competitively as a specialized officer in his area of deployment. He is a senior officer serving in Job Group Q, and at this management level, any lateral redeployment should align with his skills set and qualifications, being specialized officer, and as per the approved staff establishment. It cannot be moved as this will cause skill set misalignment. 3, the county human resource manual provides that senior staff
Please go close to your mic, kindly all pull
Okay,
it.
thank you. I stand guided. 3, the county human resource manual provides that the senior staff serving in Job Group Q and above can only be redeployed by the County Public Service Board. Response number 4. In line with the Law on Fair Administrative Action, Act Part 2, number 4, an officer is entitled to a process that includes A, prior and adequate notice of the nature and reasons for the proposed administration action. B, an opportunity to be heard and to make representations in that regard. C, notice of a right to a review or internal appeal against an administrative decisions where applicable. D, a statement of reasons pursuant to Section 6. E, notice of a right to legal representation where applicable. F, notice of the right to a cross-examine or where applicable, or G, information, materials, and evidence to be relied upon in making the decisions or taking the administrative action. The matter is therefore pending deliberations to ensure adherence to HR law and regulations, fair and due process. Last, the officer's contract is due to expire next year, and an evaluation on renewal can address the query. Thank you.
Honorable Sharon, proceed.
Thank you, CEC, Maureen. Number 1, from your long presentation, what I've gotten out of it is that we have the director that we had recommended, that is Director Siror, who was in charge of revenue, is now transferred. So that is an achievement at least. At least you've adhered to that. Number 2, now we are in Robert Misken and Seremwa. We've had your long presentation on that. And you've said, we've heard you clearly, and you've said that there's a due process that needs to be followed, right? So since May of this year, up to now, because the recommendations that we gave was based on a reason and a background, and you remember that we had done our investigations. So up to date, up to now, what have you done in regards to now ensuring that you implement that recommendation of transferring Ms. Ken and Seremwa?
HR Rotich, you can have the mic. I can see you have some answers probably to give on that point.
Yes, Chair, and honorable members. It's true that we received the recommendation, and as indicated in the earlier write-up, it was the responsibility of the Department of Treasury to deploy Siror and Misken. It wasn't the work of the devolution. So,
thank you, HR. You know, we are not going to lack answers. So you proceed and just give the mic to our Waziri here, who is in charge of Treasury, to give us the answers.
Okay. On the second part, on Seremwa, yes, true. Unfortunately, Madam Chair, as much as we wanted to address the issue of Seremwa, there were a lot of issues in terms of justice to him. we didn't receive the accusations written to us as to what are the reasons, as much as it was discussed here.
Rotich, did you give us a letter to ask about those points? Because that is that we can move forward from there. Since we requested, we know why, there are so many reasons why we did our fact finding, and we knew why Seremo was supposed to be moved. Did you reply to our recommendations that such a thing should happen? You need to give us maybe reasons.
No, I can say confirm that, Madam Chair, we didn't.
Chair, now on that, what is the way forward on Seremo issue? What are you going to do about it? Because every recommendation must be done, if it can be done. So what is the way forward? What are you suggesting we do?
Chair, I think the best option for us is to get the accusations for Seremo so that it can be addressed to him for purposes of addressing the issue of the law. And number two is that with that, then this case can go to CIRAC.
HR Rotich, are you questioning the resolution of the House?
No, I'm just asking that what can we do? And I'm saying if we can get the recommendation.
You know the recommendations
the accusations.
HR, yes. You know the recommendations that we gave you have reasons. And it was in May? It was in May, in June, that we gave you those, the recommendations were sent to you or to the executive. And it's not prudent for you to give us that the reasons why Seremo was not moved is because you don't have the reasons. And you have all the time to write a letter or to do what is necessary. So me, I will call out that one, that is laxity on your side, and we still want answers as to why Seremo was not moved. Because if you want reasons, you are an HR, you know what to do. Honorable Sharon, he said there's something that Waziri Finance needs to answer, Treasury.
Yeah, it's on the miscan. Yeah, miscan only. Why is it that we've not had miscan transferred?
Chair, miscan is a clerical staff in the department, and he was handling reports. At the moment, we have assigned him duties to handle revenue enhancement.
They're asking that you move the mic close to you so that you are audible.
Chair, Robert, I said Robert is a clerical staff in the department. We did act on the transfer of Hillary Siror as per your recommendations. It was clear and specific. For this clerical role, it is just the shuffling of chairs. We've told him to move and do reports directly to the deputy governor, who has been assigned duties of coordinating enhanced revenue collection activities in the county. So we've already done that.
So I can take your information that the last time you were here, Hillary Siror was saying he was the acting deputy. He was acting on as the deputy to Siror. So it's clearly that he has been moved from the position that he was holding previously to a new responsibility.
Chair, even that issue of acting is neither here nor there.
But you know, Waziri, it was not us who brought that issue. It was Siror himself who said he was the deputy director revenue. Yes. So we take that as, because he was the director then. Yes. So Honorable Sharon, I can see clearly probably he was given some responsibilities which is not what he was holding previously.
Yes, yes.
Thank you, Honorable Sharon. I think we can proceed to the next question. Honorable Ayengo.
Thank you. We move to recommendation number 11.
And before we proceed, Honorable Ayengo, I want to be reminded, you know, clearly, miskin what we found in our recommendations or on our fact finding, he had a lot of, there was a lot of issue in revenue collection. So even that point that you've reassigned him to still in the Department of Revenue is not fair. He needs to be given assignment completely out of revenue collection, because we knew why we were moving Miskin out of revenue department, maybe probably to another department within your treasury. So Waziri, I would really request that you implement on this issue in totality, not moving him from what they were saying, but out of revenue, because those are the things we wanted to streamline to ensure that revenue collection is done in the right manner. And one of the reasons that we are moving Miskin out of revenue is there are many reasons. And if you want more reasons for you to move him out of revenue department, because if you move him from revenue and move him as a clerical officer, he's still handling revenue matters. So if he still has an hand to ask questions about revenue. So basically, maybe you've removed him from what you said, but again, he's still handling revenue matters.
Chair, with a lot of humility and respect, I know my staff. Sometimes what we collect out there, vis-a-vis the reality at the ground, is at variance. Robert Miskin is a man of God. He is a reputable man.
Waziri, you cannot go that direction to judge people where they believe in God or not. And Waziri, don't provoke.
Chair.
No, Waziri,
sorry.
Listen, no. Waziri.
Sorry, Chair. Allow me
You are out of order, Waziri.
Okay, I rest my case.
That is in short, Honorable Chair, Miskin has not been transferred. And, you know, it is also the game of cat and mouse. You know what we unearthed? We went around. Actually, I want us to know to open those wounds. The recommendations we brought out.
Waziri, you're out of order. And if you want the mic, you allow the member to finish. And please, our executive people, I want us to be clear on this. I don't want us to bring emotions. Don't look at us like we don't know what we are doing. Waziri, what you said is basically you want us to crucify Miskin's character. We are not touching on anybody's character. We are talking about what is happening in our county, and we are talking of things which are facts. So Waziri, let's stick to telling ourselves the truth and move forward. Because if you tell us about Bible, Waziri, please. So allow Honorable Ayangwa to finish what he's saying.
Yes.
Then it will be back to you. And please give us the things that you know about it. We are not saying he doesn't know how to work. We didn't say that. But it was just the recommendation that we're giving as the committee. Maybe the only thing you would have given us is the assurance that Waziri, you are taking charge on your employee, and you've resigned him this and it's being supervised. But you don't, Waziri, make us look like we don't know what you are saying. Honorable Ayangwa.
Yeah, my concluding remark on that is he has not been moved. He has not been transferred. And I think so that we came up with these recommendations, there were so many glaring issues over the same employees. So therefore, you know, hours, today, tomorrow, we are going to wash our hands. And if one day will be caught, they will cry over you. We've just given you a warning. Please move this employee because of 1, 2, 3. And if you don't want to do that, it will remain. And one day, one time, the truth will just set on them. However, I proceed. Let's go to recommendation number 11.
Waziri, have the mic.
Allow me, Chair, and with respect and humility, please don't shoot our mouth. We've said we have transferred the person. We've done it. So when we rule that, when we raise an issue and
You know, Waziri, I was done. Let me just interject. I think everybody should, that was like provoking the answers, that one word that you said that has led us to your remarks. Ensure that you don't poke holes for these people to proceed to interject with questions again. Because I believe when you say you've moved, when I say you move from that matter to rest at ease.
Thank you. I say it's a clerical desk and we have moved him. Thank you, sir. Thank you, madam.
So we proceed. Honorable Ayangwa, you've made your remarks on the issue of Miskin. he has been moved as a clerical officer at the Treasury office. So probably I'll give you the mic, Honorable Aengwa, then Honorable Sharon, then we close this case.
Yeah, let it be clear. You also, Chair, you said, you know, when you move from one from one desk to another, is still in the same department. And we know what he did. So can you Waziri, just come clear? We have also sections. We are planning. We have. To be clear, we have no personal vendettas.
Proceed, Waziri.
Chair, we have an activity now. It's called revenue enhancing activities, which is a cross-cabinet activity. We're chaired by the Deputy Governor. And so the person in charge of that desk in Treasury and in Revenue is Robert Misken.
I think
so he still remains in Revenue Department under a new director, Sam Kibor. I have not said he has been moved away from the Revenue Department. Thank you.
I think through our fact finding, what Miskin was handling in the previous fact finding that we were doing, it's actually you've moved him from doing the assignment, and probably they're saying he's in working with the Deputy Governor to the cabinet. And Honorable Aengwa, I would request the CCM Treasury, please. I've seen your recommendations that came to the House, and I can read so that we move from this. The CCM Devolution Public Service and Board redeployed Director Revenue Hilary Siror to a Directorate of Assets Management in Department of Treasury and Economic Planning. That one we agree, and I will also request that you make a write-up for the rest of the ones in your report, because that is the only the answer that you gave was about Hilary Sirol being deployed to Directorate of Asset Management, but we don't have Miskin in your replies. So probably maybe you can give a write-up so that in the next people who are taking up this implementation report, the follow-up of the report will get to know exactly what happened to the two staff. So I think for Seremo, I don't know if you've concluded or you still have a question or something to get, because I didn't get an answer for that.
Honorable Chair, on this issue of Robert, the reason why we recommended these changes is because we saw that there was a loophole in our revenue collection. And now we are told that Robert has been moved, not from the Department of Treasury, but now to a new sub-department called Revenue Enhancing Activity. So the person that we're questioning, we're asking ourselves, the reason why we have loopholes and we feel like we're not collecting our optimum is because of these people that we had mentioned. You're moving the same person to go and be in charge on a department that is meant to enhance revenue collection. Honestly, CCM, does that make any logical sense?
Chair.
Proceed, Waziri.
Chair, we have not moved him to be in charge of anything. He is in a clerical desk getting reports from the departments, all the departments that have been assigned clear and additional responsibilities in their enhanced revenue collection activities. He is not in charge of anything.
You know, I'm asking question as per your answer. I'm very keen on CCM Cheserek. Yes. I'm very keen. You said that he's in charge of that desk. And I'm asking a follow-up question on your answer. So you move this person that you are questioning their character, Seremo, him, and Siror. And the reason why we are saying that we are not collecting our optimum. Let us move these people entirely from their recent jobs to a new one so that we get people who are competent so that they can move us forward. And I'm asking you now, a clerk is a powerful person. Don't say it's just a mere clerk. A clerk is a powerful person. So you taking him to another department that is meant to enhance revenue collection, do you think that makes sense?
CCM.
Chair, I personally have no issue. We have a new director in charge of revenue collection.
What is the name of the director?
The director is called Same Kibor.
Same
He is
Kibor.
on top of things. He is raring to go, and he has taken over the department in the spirit that this house desired. Okay. So at the lower clerical levels, please allow us to. We will not have a problem if the head is okay. Please.
No. The reason why. Let me not go there. Honestly, let me not go where we are going. The reason why, do you know these people that you're calling them lower, they're the actual engine. The reason why we have a car running is because of those small plugs, small things, bolts, whatnot. A car cannot move without those things. So we cannot look down on someone. They carry a huge responsibility, honestly, Honorable Cheserek. There's a reason why we made that recommendation. Why can't you just oblige to it? Why are you protecting Robert? And we are not, I have no problem with his religious, I don't know, he's a man of God, I don't really give a hoot about that.
Honorable Sharon, let's allow Waziri. Honorable Waziri, I think we made a recommendation, like the way Siror was moved, redeployed, and he was working actually close to Hillary, who is Miskin. You're giving reasons, Waziri. You've decided to redeploy Miskin. Is it bad if we move Miskin out of revenue to another assignment? Because you said he's a clerk, meaning he can handle your clerk issues probably in any other department there, which is not revenue. Because there are so many reasons why we mention Miskin in our report. You know, even Miskin, I don't know even about your department, but during our fact finding there was a very, and I don't want us to pinpoint exactly what was the problem, why we recommended Miskin to move out of revenue, because there are so many loopholes that he was creating, and we don't want to question him to that direction, because it's just a recommendation that we ask you to implement so that we attract higher revenue collection probably. And I don't think it's difficult for us to just move Miskin out of revenue department. Because the reason you are giving is not, you don't know even what's happening with Miskin, and if you know Miskin, you didn't know Miskin until when you mention him, what he's doing, and you don't want to say what was happening then when Sirol was there. So our recommendation from this committee was basically you move Miskin, you reassign him some responsibility in your department. And looking at what you are calling, if you're saying Sami Gubor is in charge now with the revenue, it's okay. But leaving the people who will still pull him down in that department will not make any sense, Waziri. So please give us a direction on this so that we move to another point.
And Chair, as he makes an answer also on Seremwa, the reason why we brought Seremwa is a law enforcer, is the head of that law enforcement department. And you know, the enforcement department is the one that will determine most of these enforcement issues. So it's a very important role that Seremo is playing. So we cannot leave him there again, noting those reasons that has been given. You know, the main goal is to uplift our revenue collection. Is there something that can be done? Can we re-advertise the job or find something to do in that regard? And I had heard that his employment is almost coming to an end. I don't know if it's in contract, and if that is the case, how long do we still have him, or how long will he be there as an employee before his contract comes to an end?
I think not even as an employee. Maybe probably the contract is ending when he's act as the enforcer in that. I'm not sure. We can get it from Waziri because it was from the CCM Public Service.
Chair, on the issue of Seremwa, the CC will be more.
Waziri, I think you finish first with the Miskin, then we come to the second question.
On Robert, we've taken it up. I will direct it to my departmental DIRA committee to relook at that issue and to come up with a firm decision. It is where I will need to be guided by my director HR. Went to the DIRACs, the departmental DIRAC committee, once every month. So this month's DIRAC committee, I will commit the issue of Robert to them. Thank you.
Thank you. I think that is a fair answer.
And on the issue of Seremwa, it is a tough situation, Chair, because we do not have a substantive deputy enforcement director. So even a decision to remove him should first have been started by employing a deputy director of enforcement. But in terms of when is due, when the contract is due, I am not in a position to respond. Thank you.
I want to echo what our CC has said, that we have a very big challenge in enforcement. Actually, between Seremo, the nearest officer are the very low to a level where we have had, the reason why we were employing Seremo was that. But I need to confirm this last date of the contract, and I'll give this committee before I've sent a message to confirm exactly. But this contract is coming to an end next year.
Honorable Sharon.
Chair, thank you for the answers that has been given, and thank you for your commitment, CECs, Cheserek. And I kindly want to request that we should not demean any recommendation that we made. Remember that this is the same house that ensured that you guys are sitting there as CECs. And you know what we can do. We have the powers of even removing you as well when you don't adhere to our recommendations. So I'll go to the CEC of devolution. So what is the way forward? We cannot wait until next year for the term to come to an end. Can you make a recommendation so that we can have a new person employed? What can we do about it? What is the solution?
Chair, it's a very difficult question because for us to remove Seremwa, we must be able to take him through the normal disciplinary process.
Is acting in that position.
No, he's substantively appointed in that position.
As an acting?
No, substantively appointed.
So what do we do?
Honorable Sharon, let me add something on it, then Honorable Baringo. I think we cannot say it's difficult to handle the issue of Seremwa because we have employees like Hilary said, or we didn't advertise his position. We just resign someone to just work on behalf. And I'm sure it's not something that we say it's difficult. And noting that you cannot wait for someone to finish maybe his contract. Because you know the essence of all of us being in this government is to make the government better. Mm. And like we said, let me give the reasons because I've realized you want to run away. Let's just give the reasons. Reasons number one, we're still collecting cash for the parking areas and the revenue. And we've been still looking at it. Number two, at the parking area, like even in the assembly here, people park there. And so many times we've investigated, they don't pay. We don't, like in Baringo, when you come to the parking area, there's no one who is manning entirely that point, so that when you just park your car, that person is there, ask you to pay the parking. Whose responsibilities are those? It's not supposed to be answered. I was just putting a flesh on how we are losing revenue and how important, or probably maybe we can add someone who can act again. Maybe now the one you're saying, the deputy, so that they enforce this revenue. Because basically even now, let me leave it that point, that as a committee we are not satisfied that you didn't take action, the two officers. Let me rule it like this, Honorable Sharon, and allow it. Let's go back to the CC devolution and Wasiri Treasury. Still go and see to the DIRAC and the rest and see how we can address that issue so that we attract more revenue to our county. Let's move to another point. And Honorable Raengo, you were making a point. Let me give you a leeway so that we close this question and move to the next one.
Maybe I just want to ask, since the onset of devolution in Baringo, did we have a substantive director in that position of enforcement? Deputy?
Yes, Chair. There was one within, I think, the first government who left back to, he was a police officer. He went back. So the reason why, and actually when this government came in the spirit of improving our revenue, was one of the areas we needed to tackle was enforcing the recollection. And that is why Seremo was recruited. Number two is that the renewal of the recruitment of the current enforcement officers and the revenue clerks are part of addressing the gap. Now, the other issue which I wanted to share is that I think what should happen is that we need to demarcate the boundary between enforcement and revenue collection so that Seremo's team, which includes him, do not touch revenue. It becomes the responsibility of revenue clerks and revenue team. That is where we can separate and enforce to ensure that Seremo does not, if there are issues related to mismanagement of the revenue, then Seremo becomes only enforcing. Nothing else it was touching the revenue.
Proceed, CCM.
Maybe to add something on pertaining Seremo, I want to commit myself that I will write a letter to this committee to give us reasons as to why Seremo should be removed or redeployed to another department. And when we are given, or when I am given the reasons, I will take the matter through the correct disciplinary process. Thank you.
Honorable Sharon, let's allow this to rest because as we had ruled your points and Waziri, and I was just giving an opportunity to Honorable Ayengo. And if you continue like this, Honorable Sharon, we'll not finish. Allow me to take the route of me being the chair today. If it's important, what is the importance of Seremo or something else? Information to who? Devolution. Okay, proceed.
We found a reason of transferring Seremo. And number one,
Honorable Sharon,
I'm just saying what
let me just say something before you proceed. Waziri Devolution has really said something, which is, let me just make a point so that if it's
difference between the revenue and the enforcement departments.
And that is
can you believe that the enforcement officers, they are collecting revenue? That is what the HR has said. That there should be a clear demarcation of these two departments. And if that is the case,
Honorable Sharon, let me rule it like this, because these people, all of them want to be on mic. Waziri, as you bring that letter as well, give us the responsibilities of enforcers and the director enforcer, what is his responsibilities, na revenue clerks, all those, we get to know exactly as the house, so that we make a ruling on what you want to go. Everybody is going to the mic, and we might not finish that point. Let's allow Waziri Devolution. She said, she committed that she's going to give us to write back to them. Then I'm adding on that point as well to tell us what are the responsibilities of Seremo himself, so that from our end also we are able to charge, because it's what our HR is saying, you're trying to justify things that will bring problems here. You're justifying reasons that we didn't mean as a house. So I don't want us to belabor on this point. Let's give that responsibility entirely to CC Devolution.
And I stand guided.
We proceed, Honorable Ayengo.
We move to recommendation number 11, that the matter on Gabarnet Municipal Council casual workers is presently before Nakuru Court. Then, that time. However, this committee is aware that the court referred this matter for an out-of-court settlement between the county government and these casual workers. How far has it been addressed? Devolution.
Thank you, Honorable Chair, and I will read my response on that. The matter of the Kabarnet municipality is an issue in court, but the county ordered for the settlement out of court. The matter is still within the negotiations and awaiting settlement and being handled by the legal team. And maybe I will hand over the mic to the chief officer in charge of devolution now to maybe add or support my response.
Proceed, CEO.
I'll just support the response by the CCM, and I may not add much because that is the status of the matter.
Since the time we passed these recommendations in this House, do we have a time frame to act on the same so that it will not go forever? Please state, CC, when will you raise this matter? Because if it is out of court, it is between the county government and the workers. Why are we taking such long time? Maybe I can put a bit details towards what has been going on, because I've had a discussion, I participated in this thing. Chair, what happened is that when these people went to court, it was referred for negotiations within the two parties. The lawyer representing the casuals wrote asking for the offer of the county. Our legal team, with a discussion that involved the leadership, agreed to give them a 2-year contract with some payments to be done. The group rejected and requested for a 3-year contract with an option that they were going to forego some allowances. So that is the status as it is. Actually, the legal team from both the county here and the Public Service Board are on top of it, and they actually, we are negotiating. The challenge we have had is that the likelihood of us concluding these negotiations and awakening quite a number of people who are in contract. So we are very careful. That's why we are dragging a bit, so that we don't make a decision that is likely to awaken the others. So we have gone back to the drawing board.
I can see the hands of Honorable Sitoi, and probably after Honorable Sitoi, Honorable Sharon.
Thank you, Chair. The HR Director, the county government wants to run away from a problem because they are suspecting if they solve the problem, they will create another problem. Then the question would be, are we really offering a solution in as far as the court has said that we need to have a settlement, out of court settlement? If we fear opening another problem, then what would be, in your opinion, what will be the best solution so that we don't open another problem? What sincerely, what would be your opinion?
Chair, I might not have the correct answer. I prefer that this question be answered by the legal team, because a lot of it is about legalities on the law.
HR, and why do you bring issues that you cannot close? Please tell us something that we can close it here. Even me, you've opened a very big Pandora box that if you were going to discuss all of us, and it's an injustice even as a representation from your side to the county, because you are discussing something that you cannot have answers. And be aware that we are live on live coverage. So please strict yourself to something that you can hold it to the end. Because what you've said now, we will discuss on a matter that we cannot have an answer. Like now you see where Honorable Sitoi have taken you, it's a corner. Now you are referring the legal team which are not here. So please, let's restrict ourselves to the answers that we can have a conclusion. And if it's another person who can handle, because we are keeping records. When we are going to give this report, it's according to what you've answered. So please, let's desist on answering points that will not have a solution. And it sounds like an injustice to these people. Like the way you are saying, if we give this one, then the other person will complain. So meaning basically you're taking these people in circle. So please, let's stick to the answers that we can own as the committee here. Honorable Sharon.
Thank you, Chair. And I'm still going back to that issue of casual workers. You know, it's not fair for, in fact, I like the fact that you brought the content of what the consent that is being discussed between the legal team. These are casual workers who are offering services to Baringo people. They're called casual workers, which you know for sure. You are a HR person, they're not casual workers. So if you're going to sort out the issue, in fact, they're negotiating from a point of desperation. They want to keep an employment, but again, help the county not to be in greater trouble that they can get themselves into. Because they have a right, you know it's their right, they are not casual workers. So for them to say, for you to say that it can awaken these other people from sub-counties to know, in fact, they are sleeping on their rights. They should go to court so that they can get what is rightfully theirs. It's quite selfish from the employer, which is the executive. In fact, they should wake up. They should know that it's their right to be paid salary, not as a casual worker, but as employees. So you saying that you're going to blind these people or bring that issue so that we can help you continue to continue with your injustices as the executive towards these people, that is not right. The reason why we brought up this motion was to help us bring this issue of casual workers and helping them forever so that we get a resolution to it. And Chair, finally, I would like to know what are the recommendations? How are we going to solve these casual workers issues in a way that is balanced, in a way that will ensure that they get their right, but also we don't bring our county to a standstill, but not them trying to run away from it and making these people look like they don't know what they deserve. That is not okay. And thank you for being honest. If there's something I like about the HR, it doesn't conceal issues. It just says things as they are, and it's helping us. Thank you so much.
Honorable Laengo.
I think HR actually has brought it out very clearly, and you see, actually you'll go to heaven. You've done good. You know, let us, actually I want to beseech all of our officials, the CC members, actually we shall serve and move out. But if there will be anything you have eaten during your tenure as a CC member or a CEO or a human resource, it will also follow you up. This is what I want to say, that you don't fear human resource director. Don't fear workers getting their rights. It is better we face the devil head-on so that we can be able to solve it. If it is a matter of maybe negotiating to maybe removing some of them or doing what, let us face it on. But let's not take advantage of our people. These are our people. Let's not take advantage of them. Let's call a spade a spade. So I was asking, do we have an end to this circus of workers, casual workers? Do we have an end? So that you now want to put others under the waters? You want to bring others on top? What happens? Now, when you solve these others who have gone to court, what about if what you fear will now happen? Where shall we be as a county? And this is something, maybe the HR, it may not be you alone. It is all of us to put our heads together. Where shall we go to? Now, the revenue is down. Here, we have cases of people who have not been paid. Or we fear them getting awakened so that they fight for their rights. Where shall we go to? Good for thought.
HR, let me rule this way. You're the HR and your questions are going concurrently with the board, which I'm sure you'll appear tomorrow with the board again. So we raise that matter of the casual workers to tomorrow. We proceed to the next question, Honorable.
My question is on...
But the question for the municipal, the casual workers, will remain valid for this today, but for the casual workers, we put it until tomorrow on solving their issues.
Yeah. Mine is on recommendation number 14, that the staff whose contracts were terminated both in the former governor's office staff, former governor's delivery unit, and Department of Devolution should have their contracts renewed. This question is to the Department of Devolution.
Chair, our responses are long and I will continue presenting them by reading. Employers reserve the right on retention of employees depending on the engagement agreements.
And on that note, Waziri, if you have 2 copies, you can give us one.
For within the labor laws, regulations of engagement, terms is also provided for in the Human Resource Policies and Procedures Manual, whereby there are clauses that allow an employer to exceed employees as per the guideline. The employees who worked under the previous governor's office and the governor's delivery unit were 10 staff whose terms and contract executing and terminated on August 2022. On the staff who served under the devolution department, their terms were fixed and phased and lapsed on 31st October 2024. The renewal of their contract is based on the recommendations of the user department upon confirmation of availability of funds, continued service, need, and satisfactory performance. The Chief Officer, Department of Devolution, Public Service Administration and ICT forwarded the recommendation to renew the contract for the 4 officers, but as to why it has not been actioned requires explanation by Office of the County Secretary, and I can table the letters that the letter that was written by the Chief Officer, and also I have seen another letter that was written by the County Secretary to the board.
CC, you're on point and we are following. The status of that matter as per that time when we met was still the same, that we need an explanation from the office of the CS. But as per now, what is the status? Because that was then. You're not on mic.
I think the status remains the same.
So you're saying you still want us to follow it up through the CS? I can see your CEO is up on mic. Please give mic to the CEO.
Thank you, Chair. I think there is a letter from the CS office which was effected by the CS through the letter written by the Chief Officer recommending the renewal of the contract of the officers. So I think my suggestion is that the status are not the same, because you realize the CS forwarded the letter to the service board. So maybe we follow up from the service board. Thank you.
Any evidence of the same?
I think you are given the letter, Chair.
This was in May. May 5th May. So if the status is at this point, then it means the implementation, it was not acted on this far. So on that note, members, you can note that there is no action taken to date. Honorable Sharon?
Chair, it's actually there. We could look at our documentation there. There is a letter dated 14th of August 2025 that was done by the county secretary. It was copied to us, copied to the clerk. And the letter
Honorable Shannon, I'm requesting that you see that letter because what you have here is dated May.
There's one. Let me just.
Members, we proceed on that note. As per my ruling, I can see it's at standstill from May up to now. We proceed to the next question as we see the documentation from Honorable Sharon, so that we may not take time.
So I proceed, Chair.
Honorable Lango, proceed.
Yes, we move on to recommendation number 31. We may still come back to the same recommendation number 14, but meanwhile we can get on progress. That is regarding the transfer of employees. Transfer allowances should be paid to these employees for transfer to a station more than 40 kilometers, and those who had not been paid previously should be paid. That is actually
Waziri, Treasury.
Treasury. That is, in short, have you effected the payment of transfer allowance for the employees who move more than 40 kilometers?
Chair, I will need to get an update on this one. I'll leave you a report later on. And probably even HR payroll can be able to give us information if they have. But from my desk, I do not have any information.
And Waziri, did you check on this implementation that is under you? That point?
It was done, supposed to be public, Baringo County Public Service Board and CCM Treasury. So, but I have not done anything. I will need to find out the actual status.
Honorable Ayango.
Shall we have our employees struggling to get their rightful transfer allowances? Well, that's one question. Number two, why did you choose to ignore this recommendation? Because since when these recommendations were passed in this House, you've not touched on anything up to today. Maybe again, I may also go back to Human Resource Chair, if you can allow me, because you are in charge of employees, Mr. Rotich. Now, should these employees be lining up in your office, struggling to get what is rightfully theirs? Because I believe this is one of the motivations. Because if an employee has been transferred and you pay, you are actually motivating that employee. So even up to today, there are employees who have not been paid transfer allowance since the year 2022. What are you doing about it? And why have they not been paid? And why has it taken long up to today?
Chair, it is true that we have never paid transfer allowance since 2022. And number two, Chair, is that we have had a challenge. And the biggest challenge is lack of resources. For us to pay, we need a budget line. And I've always indicated that every year we do budget requesting for resources to pay transfer allowance. Unfortunately, we are not allocated. So I'm unable to pay, Chair, because I don't have a budget line.
But when you don't have money, why do you have to transfer someone?
Chair, I don't, the Department of Devolution does not decide on transfers. As I indicated earlier, it has transfers within the department is done by chief officers. Outside is a county secretary.
But
now,
when it comes to transfer, I'm sure it's attached to probably this department, Public Service Board, you, the HR. As the director HR, you have to know that this person is being transferred. Then you need to ask the user department, do you have the budget line for transferring this person? Because we need to protect this staff from getting their rightful allowances. Because even as we always go for an activity and we are paid, even them, they feel we are not doing justice for them. That is why it's here. And it's unfortunate that this far, even Waziri, who is holding that docket of treasury, where the whole money is kept, did not even touch on this question. So there's laxity in doing this, giving them their rightful share. Because even the budget you're saying, I would really want to see the memorandum that you wrote about the budget for exactly this point. Because Waziri, you're not the user department. So if they have a budget line that they did, we want an evidence that indeed they put a budget to transfer these people on your desk so that we can know where to get the problem. Because basically, the user department should give the budget for this action. So I will not put that question on you. Because you've taken us to the budget, please, we want to see the documentation that you always do budget and you don't get money, so that we get to know exactly where the problem is. So I will rule on that point that you give us the budget lines that you've always done since 20?
Paid from 2022.
I'm not talking about payment. I'm talking about the budget, that it was allocated and it was not implemented.
We have never, I can only provide an evidence of a request through our own budget at the department to Treasury. As to how its resources are shared, I'm not. So I also prefer, Chair, that this thing be deferred to tomorrow when the county secretary, when we'll be with the county secretary.
So our clerk knows on that point, that he said we defer this question until tomorrow. Thank you. We proceed. Waziri.
Chair, protect me here, because Treasury, we are a service department.
I've made it clear, Waziri, and I've said it is the user department.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you.
Proceed, Honorable Sharon. And Honorable Sito, if you have a question as well, I would allow you as the chair to ask.
Let me give it to
Thank you, Chair. Recommendation number 40, the Water Department, the pump testing unit, and the drilling team to be considered for a formal employment due to their vital role in the department. So how far are we?
Proceed, Waziri.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I want to respond as follows, that the process of compensation of staff who are injured is covered under the WIBA policy, which is managed or coordinated by HR department. And my department has already communicated to the Public Service Board through the County Secretary on 31st of July. I have the letter here, requesting for implementation of the regularization of the casuals contracts so that it will enable the injured casuals to initiate the process of compensation, because they cannot do it now because they are not in any formal contract. Madam Chair, as a department, to ensure the safety of staff and the working environment, we have also, this financial year, initiated the procurement of gadgets and equipment that will ensure their safety in the working place. and they include protective gear, including heavy-duty boots, protective aprons, heavy-duty gloves, helmets, masks, and torches. We're also going to provide tents and mosquito nets for use during their overnight field activities. And we are also actively pursuing this regularization of contracts with the relevant sister departments. Allow me to give my chief officer to Dr. Bode to just add on what I have said, Madam Chair.
CEO, proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Chair and Honorable Members. I think what my CC has said is actually what we've actively pursued to ensure that those staff, particularly the ones working under the rig, are under some formal contracts. And we have communication that we have written through the CHIRAC and through the Office of the County Secretary to ensure that we have regularized contracts for this staff. We have requested that they be enjoined in the medical cover. We have requested that they be given a cover because of the nature of the work they do. And we have proceeded with the procurement of those items that the CEC has mentioned this financial year. Thank you.
Honorable Sitoi, and any member who wants a point before I make my points.
Thank you, Chair. I think when we passed this recommendation in this House, it was before the budget, if I am right. What prevented the department from budgeting for these requirements, so that we don't say again we have to wait for another budget cycle, which probably will also find a reason to postpone it. I would want to keenly understand, these are people who got injuries. And when we say we are processing, we may process it forever. We may process it until 2030 something. So I would wish that you give us a precise date when these people are going to receive their compensation, so that we are very precise. Otherwise, we will be demoralizing the people who are doing very good work for our people.
Any member has a point so that they answer conclusively for once. Honorable Lion.
Evidence for the requests. If there are any evidence of written hard copies or whatever, to show that they have actually requested. And at the same time, I would like to add that we need a policy for operating or using the rig.
And also, let me add on my point so that you answer conclusively. I would also want to know from then, when we had this meeting, there are specific employees that you had have them do some handling the rigs. Those who were injured, what have you done from then before even doing the budget on this 2025, 2026? Back then from May, what actions have you taken? Have you given them any contracts so that while they are performing their duties, at least they have a sign of contract? And since then, have they been paid any amount from the last payment that they paid? Because your staff also were among the people who are not, your casual workers were among the many that were not paid from then up to now. Proceed, Wazir.
Madam Chair, thank you. Let me respond on the issue of the rig policy. I want to report, Chair, that my department already has a draft policy that is finalized and awaiting upcoming cabinet meeting so that it can come to the assembly. We are alive to the fact that the policy has really delayed and is very urgent for the purpose of bringing order to this sector. On the other issues, I want to request Madam CEO to respond to them.
Proceed, Madam CEO. You wait, you get the mic first. And please be audible. Bring the mic close to you.
Honorable Chair, can you hear me now? Thank you. The question that has been raised by the Honorable Member about what has the department done since May. Remember, May, we are just concluding the financial year, and we've put in our recommendation from the department that we wanted this staff to be included in the insurance cover. And we will provide evidences of the request made that we wanted these people to be medically covered, we wanted them to be put on insurance, and we wanted the regularization of the contracts. We will provide the copies of the letters that we did the communication. We have been able to request for enhancement of the budget on the rig so that we can be able to cover some of the things that we can do within the department. For example, the procurement or the purchase of the protective gears that we are talking about, and we've already started the procurement process. About the payment, Honorable Chair, those staff were paid, the last payment that were done, I think around May, April, they were part of it. We have gone ahead to prepare another payment, which we have submitted, and so maybe now the Treasury, and we've submitted for approval by the County Public Service Board for approval so that they can be paid at this time. So that is what we've done as a department.
And Madam CEO, there's a point I've remembered when you're here in the last session, probably it's not here, but I think it's good also to get to know some of your staff on that time, they were alleged that they were being paid on pocket money. Hoping by this time now, these people are not being paid by personal account, like you're drawing an interest, then you pay them.
Honorable Chair, I want to clarify to this House that there's no one being paid out of pocket. If such a thing was happening, probably it is an historical issue. But from now we have the payroll, which I sign it, and it's based on the clocking register, hard copy register that we have within the department. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam CEO. We can proceed. The member was asking the question. I think it's conclusive, and if it's not, please proceed to ask the question.
Chair, actually the response which Waziri gave was for recommendation number 41. And I wanted to bring to your attention that I wanted first the response for recommendation number 40 regarding whether we have a formal employment in place for these people. Do we or not? You gave a very good answer for recommendation number 41. Number 40 in regards to employment.
Yes, Madam Chair, on the query number 40, I want to confirm or report that we don't have a formal employment of the casual workers that are working in the RIC department. And Chief Officer answered partly the actions we've taken in regard to this matter. I don't know whether I should go back. I think she was very clear that we forwarded the list to the Public Service Board, through to the County Secretary, through the Public Service Board, so that this matter can be addressed. We've reviewed the list of 30 casuals and refined the number to 24 after looking at those that had left or were no longer working with us, and that is the list that we forwarded for action. Madam Chief, do you want to conclusively add that?
Through the chair, through the Honorable Chair, I want to add that when we received the communication and the recommendations from this ad hoc committee through the County Secretary, we were able to go back and actually vet the actual casuals that we have. Initially, we had 31, but we sat down as a department and went through each and every one of them based on information from the immediate supervisor and based on evidences of clocking and clocking out on a daily basis. And we have 24 currently that we have written the letter requesting for the regularization of the contract so that they can be formally engaged. And part of the recommendation is that once the process of regularization is agreed upon, then we do probably internal advertisement so that these people can be formally engaged. Thank you.
Honorable Sharon, and then Honorable Sitoi.
Chair, on that, I would like to know if the CEO, if you've gotten any response from the service board in regards to that.
Proceed, CEO.
Honorable Chair, up to now, I have not received any formal communication, so we still await. Thank you.
Okay, and also, Chair, I heard clearly what the efforts that the department has done, which I would say that it's quite fair. What they've done is beyond what is expected of them. But now I want to ask myself and the HR, is it possible to have somebody who is not an employee to have, what do you call, the medical insurance, all those things that, the good things that they deserve, it's being recommended that it's done for them. Is it possible for them to have those things, to enjoy those rights when they're not the actual employees?
HR, proceed.
Chair, there is no provision within the law that we can insure somebody who is not your employee. However, we have been provided with the leeway now in the new Irish Kenya payroll system that we can give personal numbers to casuals. There's a way they can give them personal numbers, which will allow us to give them, to include them in our medical cover and other benefits.
So who is the one in charge of ensuring that their names, even as we await the employment, who is in charge of ensuring that their names are put in the payroll so that they receive this, the insurance, the medical insurance?
And on that note, Honorable Sharon, noting that this is part of the recommendations, part of the recommendations that already the department have stated, you have people who are handling the risks, and we are here and we talked about it. So far, so good. How far?
Chair, as per the County Government Act, it is the responsibility of the County Public Service Board to approve anybody who is going to be engaged, and through that, when they give us a memo, then we can initiate the process of getting them personal numbers.
Okay, and lastly, HR, on the issue of compensation, is it possible to compensate someone backwards?
Chair, the law provides a process and a period timeline of 3 years. The unfortunate part is that those who are injured were not part of our benefits then. So it would mean that we have to go back to our budget. We can send them for calculation of the benefits and then go back to the budget to factor in a budget. There's no any other way.
So it's possible, it's going to be done?
Yes, the moment they have confirmed the cost and the budget is available, it can be paid through a voucher.
Okay, thank you.
Honorable Sitoi.
Thank you, Chair. I think Chair, we may not be able to conclusively conclude this matter because it touches on the CS and the Public Service Board. But the most important thing that I wanted clarification is we initially had 31, and after vetting, we reduced the number to 24. Probably we would want to understand just on the face value, what happened with the 7? Were they cost workers? Were they, what really happened? We would want to have a good reason why it reduced from 31 to 24.
Thank you very much, Honorable Sitoi. Madam Chair, through thorough analysis by the department led by the Chief Officer, we found out that 2 of them had dropped. 2 of the dropped names had gone to further studies. They were no longer working with us, while 4 of them had secured other employment opportunities outside the county of Baringo. I think that is clearly the reason why the numbers dropped to 24. Thank you.
Okay, I'm satisfied, Chair.
Honorable Layengo. Yes, CCM.
Madam Chair, with a
House.
lot of indulgence, query number 40 and 41 were the only queries that were subjected to my department, and I was requesting honorably that you have my members leave the chambers because we have a lot of urgent agenda of providing water to the people of Baringo County. There are so many meetings waiting for us in the office.
Are you asking for permission or you're looking at the questions and making your assumptions?
I'm asking for permission for my team to leave because we don't have any
That
agenda.
is now fair enough. You can take a leave to go and solve the issues. So begin. Thank you.
Thank you for following me, and I'll also be going to Chimosusu and other places, and we'll deliver for the people of Baringo County. And one more, Madam Chair, that is related to the discussion today. I want to appreciate the enforcement team and the department, because out of the 40 staff that were recruited for enforcement, 14 out of our request when I was in lands were moved to the municipality of Kabarnet. So the queries that you raised regarding parking and handling it is very effective now, and I can report when you see the reports later that we are almost doubling parking of all the spaces in Eldama Ravine and Kabarnet. Thank you.
And I can see also Madam C has something to say before you leave, probably, or it's the CEC who is leaving alone.
No, Madam Chair, please. You know, he's the CEC member for water at the moment, and he has given us a hint on, he was formerly lands and urban development. Am I right?
Yes.
Now, up to today, Waziri, there is nothing to show the baby number. You know, we have heard our people being harassed just here at our gates here by the counter askaris, just because somebody comes, park, and when he looks around, he doesn't find anybody to give the baby number so that they can pay. And then when the askaris come, they clamp. And then a quarrel follows. Now, is it difficult? Was it so difficult for you to just make a paper, put just like what M-Pesas are doing, or even these shops, put them in strategic positions, pin them on the walls? Are you extorting, were they extorting money from vehicle owners who are parking? What is the motive of not putting that baby number? Have we gone also cashless? And if yes, these billboards are in this town. Why are we not even getting one billboard showing the baby number? Are we serious in trying to enhance our revenue collection? 1,001 questions, Waziri. As you leave, as you come to water, it's not a joke. Get prepared also.
Thank you.
But you've done a lot. You've done good.
Thank you.
Yes.
I think Madam Chair protects me on that, because that all cashless payment, and also even upgrade our system that the enforcement officers are saying is very slow to pick the monies from our vendors. But he has the answers for us. Thank you.
CEC Treasury, you're willing to take up the answers from the former CEC lands and housing?
Yes, Madam Chair.
Proceed.
Responsibility and response. We are one government. Allow me to appreciate the value suggestion by Honorable Aingwa. We will take it seriously. Granted nowadays that with so many enforcement officers, the enforcement officers are not revenue collectors. They enforce the law. If you parked your car and you have not paid, you'll be caught. So nowadays, since the numbers are so huge in Ravine and Kabarnet, the cry and the hue from motorists who are used to not paying is high. But we will do, as per your suggestion, we will place billboards and notices indicating very clearly the bay bill numbers for parking in our municipalities. Thank you, Chair.
Maybe Chair, so that
Proceed,
I get
Honorable.
myself clear. That Waziri, there are some car owners, they come and park, they look around where they can see the clerks, the revenue clerks, so that they can pay. Some of them are, I found a neighbor of mine living in Nakuru. He parked his vehicle outside here. And up to 4, there was nobody asking for that money. Another scenario also is, you come and park, you have urgent issue to sort out, you look around, you don't see anybody, you leave. After coming back, the vehicle has been clamped. Whose mistake? I was ready to, just take myself, I was ready to pay. But there was nobody, and I do not have the pay bill number. I stay there for maybe 2-3 minutes. I'm not seeing anybody. I leave because maybe I am going to court. And I find my vehicle have been clamped, suggesting that I should go and pay a penalty of how much? Now, whose mistake is that?
Chair, without looking at the mistakes, let's look at your value suggestions, which is very, very important, which will take us very far. In the absence of enforcement officers or revenue officers in the streets and in the parking slots around there, your value suggestions of putting posters indicating very clearly the pay bill numbers comes in handy. We will move and we will support our municipality to ensure that is done.
How long? Because some of the things we say takes an eternity to be done.
Waziri, like putting the billboards, how long do you want?
I will direct the municipality today. Today. I will direct the municipality today.
So I can rule as the chair that probably by tomorrow morning when we wake up we'll see the posters. Not necessarily the billboard, because I know the billboard requires a lot of maybe procurement process and the rest, but the paper they can print and stick probably where it's feasible.
Agreed, Chair. By end of business tomorrow, they should be there. They should be visible in most of our parking slots. Thank you.
Very good.
CEO, I was saying also you're taking up your hand to support the idea that by tomorrow morning when we wake up, devolution, you will find the posters. Proceed, CEO.
I support that, Chair, but just a small clarification. Now that I was also from that department, and the issue we had with the posting, or rather doing the posters for the pay bill numbers, our pay bill number had a problem, which the revenue officer was working on it. So for Waziri to say it will be done tomorrow, unless we find out if the issue has been sorted. Otherwise, I support
Then Waziri, you can see where your problem is. They've come roasting. If the problem is the CEO knows where the problem is, and the Waziri who is here, who was in charge back then, that they have a problem. But I don't think it's a problem, because it means, what do you want to say? Do you want to say they are paying via cash?
Not really. They're using the USSD.
And can you not post the USSD?
That one can be posted.
Done. Proceed. Ayangwe, you proceed, you finish on that point so that we move to the next questions.
I have done. I'm done. Maybe I continue. Let's proceed with recommendation number 34.
And before you move out, I had seen was the CEO wanted to say something. Okay, proceed.
Number 34. Chair, recommendation number 34, where I think it now goes to our Daktari, Dr. Sirma. there was a recommendation that a county referral be made a county parastatal to ensure efficient and effective service delivery. And if there is anything, Dr. Sirma, that has brought a lot of cry in Baringo, is our county referral hospital. I don't know what we are going to say again. I don't know whether are our people malicious or are all these cries true. There are a lot of cries over the management in this hospital here, until the House recommended that it should be made a parastatal, privatized. So Waziri, I think I'm not the only person who was had this. So Waziri, kuna kazi mingi huko ndugu yangu.
Waziri, proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I'm requesting that if we can combine recommendation number 34 and 42.
Waziri, proceed to answer our questions. You will not tell us how we can work out so that we go face. You know why Ango is asking that question. Probably there's another question that is following it up. And there are only 2 questions, Waziri, or 3.
Okay, Honorable Chair. I don't think it's the first time this question is being handled. Even the last session when you called us here, we responded partially. And after that, this House also went ahead and requested the medical superintendent and the board to come and explain the same. Honorable Chair, as last time I mentioned to this committee that BCRH is a level 4 hospital. And we needed to elevate it to a level 5 so that we can think of making it a parastatal. And it's not the first time in this country people wanting to elevate their facilities to parastatal level, which is level 6. Jaramogi Odinga tried, but they failed. And they handed the hospital to the national government. Kakamega, level 5, tried. They didn't succeed, and they handed over the level 6 to national government. The challenge here is, in an hospital or a facility, a public one, we look at the pillars of health, and the most challenging one is infrastructure. Second is health financing. Third is human resource. When you look at the infrastructure, BCRH, it does not meet the threshold. It is an 180 bed capacity. And to be a parastatal, it should be around more than 250. Thanks to the Chinese government that have agreed to put up a facility for us that we call Mother and Baby Child, that will accommodate around 200 beds. In terms of human resource, it is a very big problem in our county because we need specialists in all fields so that we can attract clients and give quality of service. But we don't have enough specialists because of the financial constraints. For example, BCRH, when it comes to specialists, I want to point out the surgery. There was a time when we were in the verge of being removed as an internship center because we didn't have a surgeon. But we did something and we brought a surgeon. But it is not enough. We need a minimum of 2 surgeons in this facility. We need another 2 in Elama Ravine. I think the wage bill, you all know that we are at 52%. Every year come in, come out, we always request for money for recruitment and promotion. But it doesn't arrive. So, why is MTRH a parastatal? They get a lot of funding from the exchequer to a tune of 12 billion per year. And they generate between 3 to 5 billion every year from their FI.
Honorable Layango.
I appreciate, sorry for cutting you, but I want to appreciate the way you are explaining to us. But Honorable Dr. Sirma, the reason why this recommendation came out, do you think it is genuine or it is out of desperation? Do you think those of us who say it should be a parastatal, do you think actually they mean it, or they were desperate because of the services rendered there?
I know they genuinely want it to be a parastatal. They want a facility like MTRH to be in Cabernet or BCRH to be the status of MTRH, to give services that is equivalent to MTRH.
I mean, back in your mind, do you think people are getting proper services? Okay, yes, that we change it to a parastatal.
Chair, I've had 1 or 2 people, even from this county, from this government, who have sought services at BCRH, and they've always told me they're satisfactory. I don't know those people complaining of services, whether they've really sought services from BCRH.
Waziri, if I didn't get you clear, that you've had?
I've had senior officers from this county who have gone to seek services at BCRH as late as 2 weeks ago, and they were satisfied with the services. So I don't know whether that person who is complaining has tried to seek services. And sorry, Chair, I think I proceeded procedurally. I have my 3 other officers here. I forgot to introduce them. I have the chief officer.
Waziri, proceed.
Okay.
Proceed to introduce them, then I give it back to them, because now that you remember in the middle of the conversation, you can still. But I think they came after you. They came late. You came first, so probably maybe you didn't see them. So they can proceed to introduce themselves as.
So, Honorable House, Chair, my name is Nancy Chesire, Chief Officer Medical Health Services.
The Honorable Chair Lady and members, my name is Dr. Gerishom Abakalwa, Medical Superintendent.
Honorable Chair, my name is Evans Ruto, Chief Officer Public Health.
So I think we are coming back to you, Waziri.
Thank you, Chair.
But there are some requests, there are some interventions, maybe so that you can proceed. Honorable Sitoi.
Thank you, Chair. The Honorable Dr. Sirma has made a very good, he has given us good information. that some people are commenting the services in the hospital. And I want to agree with him partially. I took my son to the eye clinic, and I can confirm the eye clinic is actually working. We have a very good team in the eye clinic. But all the other departments, I have not seen very good services. And you know, Ms. Honorable Engwa asked whether, in your own thinking, you think the people of Baringo, the reason as to why they are saying we need to make this a parastatal is out of desperation or something else. You didn't take it very well, but my thinking is it is purely because of desperation. It is not that if this facility was giving very good services, nobody would want it to be a parastatal. All of us would want it to be at that level, even if it is at level 4. If we were having very good services, we would not want it even to be promoted if it was giving very good services. The reason why we are saying we need to get another window is probably because the services are not very good. So we need to improve on very key and very simple things. For example, Waziri, check on the cleanliness of the hospital. For example, they are very simple things. You may not need money for you to improve on cleanliness. You may not need money for you to improve on the turnaround time for when a patient comes in until the time that he or she gets treatment. Sometimes I regularly visit the facility, and most of the times on Sundays when I am around, and you will find that you have only one medical person attending to people. And you can attest to that. I have called you on several occasions telling you that there is a problem. So I think at some point I asked myself, what are these people that I asked the Health Committee, the team working in where you sit, that whole team, I asked what are they doing? When they wake up in the morning, what is their deliverable? That at the end of the day, they will say, I have done this. What is the deliverable? And I would be very keen to see their performance indicators. So the reason why we think you need to improve is purely out of desperation. The people are desperate that they are not getting the good services. Finally, I want to ask all of us who are seated here today, if you feel sick, how many of us genuinely would go to our facility? Thank you.
Here with me, I have the medical superintendent of BCRH, who is in charge on day-to-day services of the hospital. So I want him to comment on the service delivery of BCRH, if you allow me.
Proceed, Waziri.
Okay. Madam Chair Lady, I think for me to comment on issues like parastatal or privatization, I think I would be going out of my lane. You know, if you have a family to run, you don't run to your neighbor if you have failed to run it well. So that should be the function of the governance structures in the county, which includes the county assembly, to initiate that. I sent one of the members of our board, Mr. Isaac Kurui, CPA, in August, to outline the processes of converting a public entity to a parastatal, and I think he did that. Secondly, a public hospital is supposed to be pro-poor because its services should be non-depletable and non-rival, in the sense that when we introduce a parastatal, which will be high cost, and then people cannot access services, that will be an issue. I want to comment about the cleanliness. I would really like to know which area he may have visited that is not clean. We have had a committee of county assembly visit the hospital last week. They went through the hospital. Maybe you should get in touch with the committee of health. They can give you a report. And then about turnaround time, it is something we are working on because...
Daktari, there's a point of information from Sitoi. Please allow him to put across.
Thank you, Chair. Daktari, when the committee was there, I was part of that committee.
Yes.
And we visited almost all the departments. The renal unit.
Okay.
The cleanliness is not that for a renal unit.
Okay.
I visited, I don't remember, the ward in the uppermost, near the surgical block.
Okay.
And I went to the pollution block, okay, the toilets, and it is pathetic.
Okay.
Yeah,
that may have been so. And then we know the renal unit had a cleaning staff who had challenges, and it turned out that we even lost that staff due to some circumstances. The turnaround about service delivery, it is something we are working on. Measuring how staff work, we are doing that. We are doing appraisals on a regular basis. And then to say that one medical person serving in a hospital that runs 24 hours is not practical, because people take 3 shifts for the nursing, laboratory, and other services. We usually have a medical officer intern on call 24 hours a day. We have a medical officer on call 24 hours a day. And then the second on call, the third on call, the consultants are always on call, including weekends. So when you don't see them there, it does not mean they are not reachable. You talked about performance indicators. Yes, we do. We have them. They are aligned to the 6 objectives of the health function. One does with communicable diseases, non-communicable diseases, health-related factors, healthcare financing. They are up to 6. And we align our functions to those 6 objectives of the health department, including involvement of governance structures and even partnerships like that. I want to commit that we will improve on turnaround time. Like today, I've just come, you see, I've dressed down a little bit because I have been attending a training on emergency medical care. We just want to improve the efficiency around attending to medical emergencies. Thank you.
Honorable Sharon.
Chair, I really lack words. You see how they are answering questions on this particular department. Honorable CEC, do you want to say that the health department is doing its best? The people of Baringo are complaining about it. We represent these people every day. We had one of your own staff dying out of a negligence issue that happened in the hospital, BCRH. And that is a matter that is out in the public. Everybody knows about that. So for you to come here to question our intellect, allow me to finish. For you to come here to question our intellect and our know-how is quite disappointing of you. Look at how they're answering the question of renal place being dirty. Well, may God rest the person who died, who was cleaning that place. But can you say that just because someone is sick, that place cannot be attended to? Somebody cannot clean? Can't you find somebody to hold fort for that particular person until he comes? What kind of a mediocre answer is that? We've handled this hospital with so much mediocrity so that you can come here and give us answers for academic exercise? No. Chair, we may not conclude this issue of healthcare conclusively, but I urge the members who are not here to form another Ad Hoc Committee to investigate issues of healthcare We cannot even finish on this subject. Look at the answers being given. The reason why we cannot be a referral hospital. Why? It's because of our own doing. So if we don't have resources, what do we do about it? Who's supposed to give a solution to these issues? Are they the people that we are representing and we are working for? There's a reason why we are in government. There's a reason why we are working for these people. We cannot act desperate. Oh, the reason why we are not there is because we don't have resources. It's because of this and this. So what? So what do we do about it? Honestly, we should not allow this, Honorable Chair. It's an abuse to us who are seated here and an abuse to the people of Baringo. I rest my case there.
About each other. You've mentioned two things I don't agree with you. The person who died at Star, who is this?
Back there's a driver who was an ambulance driver in your hospital, and that is a matter that was out in the public, and even in a, do you know that stuff? Do you know that the driver who passed on?
Yeah, I know.
Do you know what happened? Was it because she could not get an ambulance? Was that not the case?
Honorable Sharon,
please,
let me allow the Waziri to, because he has the mic, to tell us something before we proceed on that issue.
Let's not go back for somebody who passed, because
Please
a very
calm
good reason. You don't even know the history of that particular person. You don't even know. You are talking of somebody you don't know the chronic illness and where she was seeking treatment. I don't know whether you are aware whether that she had not been working for 3 years. You don't know where she was seeking treatment, which hospital. And that person passed on 4 days after she had left Cabernet. Even if the ambulance was there, it could not have saved her life.
Wow. Wow.
Because she was not getting treatment.
Allow me, Honorable, this is an abuse to the people of Baringo.
Let me allow Waziri to clear, and then now, after you clear points, I can give it to you. Because if he doesn't finish what he's saying, Honorable Sharon, he will still go back to those points. Because to me, Honorable Sharon, the issue of the driver, you've made your point clear. Waziri, we would not want to escalate so much about the issue of the driver, how he was sick and the rest. It was on social media and the rest. But the point, let's stick to the point of referral hospital. On the issues were clear. Actually, you had brought the issue well. The issue of the driver, if we go closely, we've not taken a statement from them. We don't know we can know what people are saying, but basically, for the real statement from the CEC health, we don't have exactly the factual information about it. So let's not discuss the issue. Let's not put it as an issue that we escalated to referral at the moment, because it's not factual. It has not been documented. So please, Honorable Sharon, proceed. You are prosecuting very well about the hospital. Proceed.
Chair, I believe that I know what I'm saying, Honorable Chair. The CEC has said that they are giving optimum service delivery to the people. And that's why I had to give an example. And that example was given owing to the answer that he has given here. So I'm not asking anything out of the blues. It's because of how he answered. It has escalated my question. And I think I have a right to ask the questions for clarification.
Honorable Sharon, proceed to ask the questions. What do you know? What do you want to know about now the driver? Because, you know, the issue of the driver, even me, I've known it on social media.
Honestly.
But honestly, Honorable Sharon, there are things we can be said on social media. But if you seek a statement about the same problem, you can get another different factual statement about the said patient. So I would want us to put it at that. And if you have an issue, with the patient, let's ask a statement so that we get to know actually how that patient, maybe the challenges that she underwent, and then now we can pinpoint. I will not allow you, Honorable Sharon, because Dr. Sirma I'm aware also, and I don't want us to go to that direction. We will be in a business that will not finish. So let's raise the issue of the driver. Let's pinpoint other issues as we move. But the issue of the driver, it will give us, let's ask a question so that we get to know the factual about this patient.
Honorable Chair, I have no business knowing.
Honorable Sharon,
allow me to proceed.
Please, Honorable Sharon, if it is the issue of the driver, please, let's rest that there. But on the questioning of the functionality of PCRH, I agree with you in totality. Let's question them. But leaving the issue of that specific driver.
He asked for an example and then to give an answer.
But Honorable Sharon, it was you who started. Allow me to rest. I'm the chair, Honorable Sharon. Let's allow the issue of the driver to rest. And if you have a question about it, let's write a statement so that it is factual and we can document it.
All right, let me proceed. On the issue of, we've not had, the issue of the driver is one of many other complaints that we've gotten. I'm not going to go to the issue of someone and his sickness. That is not my business. May God rest her soul in eternal peace. But everyone deserves to be given optimum medical care, however the case is. Whether you are suffering from cancer or suffering from a flu, it doesn't matter. That's what I want to say. You are saying the reason why we are not level 4 hospital is because of lack of resources. And I'm asking, now that we don't have the resources and all, what should we do about it? Should we continue to be in the same level? What do we do? Is that a solution? Are you guys looking for donors? Are you looking for partners? What should we do about it?
Thank you, Chair. First of all, Honorable Sharon, when you talk of there are no services, good services at the facility, BCRH, you know there are many services that are being offered there. Inpatient, outpatient, MCH, theater.
Waziri, please address the chair.
We want her to point out which are these services, because we are not only offering one service. Okay? The other issue about resources, I want to take an example of what we call health products and technology. These are drugs and non-pharmaceuticals. There was a survey done by a partner around 2021 to assess for Baringo County to have optimum supply of drugs. How much money do you require per year? And they came out with a figure of 740 million. So, how much are we getting now? When I came in, we were getting 250 million. The last financial year, we allocated 167. This financial year, we're getting 127 million. Those are the resources I'm talking about. Yeah. That's just an example. When you look at human resource.
Chair, allow me to just interject. We know all these historical issues, but now I want to ask, what is the way forward? What do we do about it?
Honorable Sharon, that is where I was going. About the budget, when you say you wanted
740
million.
Yes.
And you got maybe around 120 million.
Yes.
So you're insinuating that BCRH is unmanageable.
No, what I'm saying, I'm talking about the resources. The last financial year, in our budget, we requested for 350 million. But we were given 127.
Honorable Sharon is asking, that is one of the points.
Yes.
So what is the solution for that?
We want, if we are able to be allocated more funds.
From where?
From the county.
Okay. If that is the case, now CC of Treasury, and you know you are a body. You are a body. The CECs, the entire government. If the health department fails, the entire Governor Cheboy's government fails. So I think it's now prudent for you to sit down to see how we are going to generate more revenue and to see how we are going to have our hospitals getting the most out of it. And even the HR issues, we cannot even start discussing because we have all our doctors away on leave, study leave. If we continue that trajectory, we'll stay here the rest of the day. But Chair, probably you can guide on this.
So before Honorable Lango proceed, probably maybe you are saying we need more engagement with them. And today it was about implementation report that was given. And we have 2 questions for them. So probably they can ask the 2 questions and probably we can urge the House to proceed on maybe probing the rest. If it's budget, they do the necessary from the other end. But today, because it's an implementation of the ad hoc report, we have 2 questions. So probably maybe we restrict ourselves to the 2 questions. And then now we proceed now to seek interventions from other quarters, how BCRH can work. And before I close it, Honorable Laengo, you can say something.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I know LD issues is at times very emotive. And I want to also say our Baringo County Referral Hospital, I don't know whether there is negative publicity. I don't know whether there are people who are very negative about our hospital, or I don't know whether it is true. There must be some analysis has to be done, so that we may be. Actually, there are some units which are doing well, like the renal unit. Those who come and do the dialysis, and you see, maybe also we have allowed. This social media kind of thing, we've also allowed some people have taken hostage in our referral hospital. We have not actually sat down to say these are the actual issues. So that when even a small mistake comes out, it is blown beyond proportion. Or maybe it's also true. Almost it's also true. So we are left in the, whether we accuse, whether we accept it is doing well, we are actually people Baringo at the moment. Let me just say the truth. They have no confidence. When you talk about referral, they have no confidence. I think it is because of the negative talk. Let me just call it negative for now. But we really need to go down to the real issues affecting our referral hospital. We need to actually bite the bullet. So, actually, Waziri, I was before you came here, I was told you are a director in Nakuru. Is it true? Chief officer in Nakuru.
Director Chief Officer.
Yes, and I was told you did exceptionally well, and that is why you came to Baringo, your home. No, so I do not know. Some of us we are quacks when it comes to health issues. We cannot know how to. When you even narrate to us, or Dr. Bagalwa or whatever narrates to us, we shall be left outside. It's all actually you who knows whether that thing is alive or dead. It's you actually who knows. However, we normally go there. Whether you like it or not, you will find yourself in referral hospital. That is why we may not notice sickness sometimes. You may choose where to be treated, but sometimes there are some cases where you will find yourself there whether you like it or not. So that's why I'm saying we have nowhere to go. We must actually have a candid discussion on issues to do with our referral hospital. Maybe one last thing I want to maybe say is the issue of clinical officers. There is a nationwide, is it nationwide strike? I don't know, ours or Baringo. Have you negotiated with them? Is it over or they are still on strike? That is also an issue. We may not have written that one here, but Waziri, the bargaining agreement with the county government, how is it? So that we don't also have, this one will also generate and progress to be another crisis. And before we even say we want to have a discussion, this is another crisis that will have come all together. That is all, Chair.
Waziri, health, you know, the health issues are very emotive. And that is why you would see every time we say something, at times maybe they are not factual. But the point is, I think the picture that has been painted in our referral hospital is very negative. And some of them are true, maybe some of them are not factual. But like the other day we were here in our own quarters talking, and somebody was saying, what is happening in our hospital? We have like 7 cars leaving for funeral, and that is a negativity that somebody thinks that probably, why are we losing so many people in this hospital? And also our ambulance, they are every time they're on trips to go to Nakuru, probably Elgeyo Marakwet, probably Eldoret. So people may be able to think like these people do not get service, but probably by the time you put people on ambulance going, it means those services are not there in the hospital. So that is another negativity that comes in, that you have our patients are hovering around, probably they're being taken to Elgeyo Marakwet. Like a baby the other day, he was taken to Elgeyo Marakwet Hospital, a small baby, 3 months. Unfortunately, we lost the baby. But the point is, the reasons why they go to that hospital, if you listen to them, I'm not a medic, but basic treatment, that you really expect that our referral can really sort that issue out. And I told you the other day, and I'll still tell you in confidence, Waziri Dr. Sirma, Mimi, I still believed in you, because I've called myself, and even when I'm an MCA to PGH, the side of the children. And that is where you are manning. The services from where you came from are very good. You get medicine. Even if the challenges are budgetary problems, then it means even you as a Waziri, you need even to have protested. I cannot lead such an organization where I get failing because of the finance. For how long are you going to get a burden in an hospital where you don't have money to budget for these things? You know you'll get out of Baringo as a failure. You'll go back as a doctor as well. But again, the problem is budget. But what did he do about the budget? Nobody will ever understand that point. Because Raya wants, when you come to hospital, like the other day, I can mention even it's our staff, Tekeiwa. The patient was there admitted. They were buying the water, the water for the drip. I didn't know even it was 60 shillings. And he was telling us, I bought throughout for the patient who is admitted. That is basic medication. It doesn't need a lot of money. So, Daktari, there's some problems that we'll go through. But I will still say, let me put it across that as Baringo people still struggle to know that PCRH is not working. Please, let's go back and make things happen. Or probably we make a publicity on what is happening. Even myself, the one they are talking about Usafi, our med soup, it's still a lie. I went there to the children's side, the admission part. It was not clean. I remember the previous 2013, 2017, when Governor Cheboy was the governor. That was the time the hospital was clean, and you're able even to eat from that hospital when you go to see a patient. But from then now, going forward, even now, the hospital is not that clean. Let's not run away from facts. Because cleaning doesn't need now the budget. Cleaning doesn't need the budget that you're saying. Let's make the little things now shine even in that hospital. So I will leave it for these points, the 2 points we answered them. And everybody is aware about the health, like the way you are saying you've been called here, you've been reporting, you've been giving maybe to the health committee. The health committee is not ad hoc. I'm not in that committee. Honorable Sharon is not in committee of health. Honorable Laengo is not in committee of health. Honorable Locales is not in the committee of health. We will still question as other members of this house when we feel there are things that are not working. Like the other day, even the nurses, there's an health center that doesn't have a nurse since she retired. That one has money already. If somebody has retired in 1 year, what is the health department doing? So please, let's not try to sanitize PCRH, that it's working and it's something. Let's try to put things in order. So I'll allow members, if you still have questions on the 2 questions for Waziri Sirma, to proceed so that we close the session. Honorable Laengo?
I wanted them to answer on the clinical officers. And then one other, I'm just sorry for digressing. One other thing is about your machine ya kuingiza mtu na scan, CT scan. Please, there's some, when they break down, sometimes those are some of the things that
One that was not functional was X-ray.
Yes. Even the X-ray machine, there are some things that hold to function continuously. Or if they break down, let's have a day, and the next day they are working. Those are some of the issues. So that we also, we also don't like complaining. It is better, when you meet me on the streets, you don't say, you namnagan. We just need things to run. And because you have been given that opportunity to be in that docket, let things run. So maybe the issue of CEOs, the clinical officers.
To mention the equipment, the X-ray machine, they are fully functional. We had a problem because the broken part had to be imported from abroad. And we have two X-ray machine, the mobile one, the stationary one, fully functioning now. The CT scan is still new. It's going to be 1 year in this month. And it is not, the only problem, maybe people don't understand, there's something called a contrast. Maybe once in a while it delays in purchasing or it gets exhausted without the knowledge of the facility. But the CT scan is perfectly functioning. Now, the issue of the clinical officers. We received a strike notice for 6 cadres of staff, clinical officers, and public health, lab, nutrition, and whatnot. And then we were negotiating. It was about the promotions. So we had told them to wait until Tuesday so that we finish the negotiation because we were looking for funding for promotion. But finally, we got the funding. Unfortunately, the CEOs decided to go ahead with a strike. And they are still on strike, which is illegal. We are now getting returns from all our facilities to know whether who has come to work or who is absent and who is not present so that we can take action. But the other 5 cadres, they agreed to sign the MOU and they are back to work. And they'll be receiving their promotion letters before the end of this month. That is the position. Thank you.
Madam Chair, on the issue
Proceed,
of
Honorable
the clinical officers, you said there is a budget. There is a budget and they have a budget for promotion.
Yes.
And that is actually what they wanted.
Yes.
And they have continued with their strike.
Yes.
Now, it is upon now human resource na labor. Sheria inasema nini over the same? Because if you wanted bread and I have provided bread, then what is it all about? Are there other issues? Chair, in fact, the issue of clinical officers is something that is bothering everybody. We have had negotiations with all clinicians from January. We've signed CBAs. The challenge we had is we didn't have resources. I know it's one of the questions. We didn't have resources. Even when we asked, we were not given. Now, graciously, the Treasury has looked for money. We were actually given a go-ahead on Monday. On Tuesday, we had invited all people who had given us notices. We had a negotiation from 10 up to around 8 p.m. All of them agreed except clinical officers. So the steps we have taken is that we want returns. The law allows us to take actions, but we can only take, because there's likelihood of those who are still on duty. So we're expecting returns and we will take the necessary disciplinary process. I raised my case, Madam Chair.
Honorable Sharon, do you have something to say?
One last question on the biometric system. It was recommendation number 42 that a biometric system for checking in and checking out be installed at the BCRH and all sub-county hospitals be installed 1 month of the adoption, from the adoption of this report.
Waziri, proceed.
Chair, I know the status of all the 6 sub-county hospitals, but I'll allow the medical superintendent to talk about BCRH and then I'll talk for the rest of the sub-county hospitals.
Dr. Pakalo, proceed.
Thank you, Madam Chair Lady. The biometric duty register is in place in our hospital. There are 3 stations where this is being done, and we have designated officers who are guiding on the registration as staff clock in and clock out. Thank you. Madam Chair, for the other 5 sub-county hospitals, I have the status of their report, and they've all installed except Eldama Ravine sub-county hospital, that they had given a vendor to supply them, but he failed to supply, but they've engaged another vendor that has promised to supply and install by 5th of December 2025.
Honorable Layango, as I check on the answers from Waziri from.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. We have one, I think the last question is recommendation number 36. The payroll management systems and controls should be strictly adhered to avoid abuse of the system by individuals. I think that one is in the docket of Mr. Rotich. Number 36. Recommendation number 36. Number 8. Okay. The payroll management systems and controls should be strictly adhered to avoid abuse and the system by individuals.
Okay.
As it has been abused in the past.
Okay. Chair, briefly is that previously we used to operate under what they used to call it IPPD. The IPPD system, payroll system, was an earlier system prior to the introduction by national government by a payroll system called IRIS Kenya. The IRIS Kenya payroll system has provided checks and balances that has reduced the possibility of somebody manipulating it. An example is that they have levels. Level 1 is an operator who introduces the process. Then we have a supervisor who has a different role. The payroll manager has a different role. And the HR manager has a different role. So basically what we can say is that the current payroll system is one of the best that we can have, I can say, in this country. And I'm assuring you that even for one to introduce anything, you must be able to upload an approval document that shows this thing has been approved by certain individuals. So it will not be easy. I guarantee you now. Yes.
Honorable Sharon?
Let me ask one question, and this question was supposed to go to the CEC who is working out.
Let's ask for permission, Honorable Sharon.
Okay. All right.
Call.
So probably somebody can answer on their behalf.
We have the CEO. The 2 CEOs are there, so they can take up those questions.
I've gotten so many concerns from the casual workers of BCRH, and they are saying that their SHA deduction has not been done since last year. And we want to know why is that the case, and when are you planning to pay their SHA?
Proceed, Dr.
Thank you, Madam Chair Lady. The SHA deductions, we usually do every time we make a payment. Every time we make a payment of salary, we deduct NSSF, we deduct SHA. So for this month, we have already deducted from their salaries and submitted a check to NSSF and a check to SHA. Thank you.
For that case, Daktari, you can maybe attach evidence so that we rest that matter at that point of clarity. After this, probably before tomorrow morning, we can get those payments.
Well, I can provide that. Thank you.
Thank you.
That issue of SHA, are all the staff, those who are on contracts, the casual workers, permanent, I want to know if the SHA remittance is being done currently for all of them.
Madam Chair Lady, like I said, anytime there is disbursement of finances to our hospital, we have to pay salaries, and at the same time, we deduct the SHA money and NSSF, and we submit. We actually...
Daktari, I was just asking a question. I have gotten what you're saying. Please don't answer me with an attitude. Yes. I'm just asking, yes, are the rest of the employees' SHA remittance being done? That was the question I was asking.
The rest of the employees, like permanent staff, surely that's beyond me. That is controlled at Human Resource.
Okay, who can answer that?
Probably Human Resource County.
Honorable CECM Treasury is offering that answer.
Chair, I had answered earlier that we nowadays pay net salaries like we are doing today for this month. Net salaries plus SHA. So for all staff on the payroll, we pay without fail before the end of the month. Thank you.
Okay, Chair, probably you can get evidences to that because I'm getting a lot of questions, people asking regarding their SHA remittance in hospitals.
On that case, because there are questions direct to you, are they casual workers or the...
This particular one is saying that it's contracted staff.
From the hospital?
From BCRH.
So that matter, Honorable Dr. said is going to give evidence about it so that we get to know exactly where the problem in between the hospital and the facilities that are supposed to be paid. Members, I can see there's no mic on. I can see 3 of them. Who are these? HR and Honorable Ayango.
Chair, I can see in the invitation, I've been invited to appear tomorrow. I have appeared today as a technical person. I wanted to make a request. Whether it is posted tomorrow.
There is no option for you. I was even wondering why you are here, but now since you've seen it for yourself, please appear tomorrow. Honorable Sharon?
On the biometric issue, I've gotten another remark from somebody who works there. They're saying that the biometric clock-in system is not working optimally, and I'd want to know from you if you can confirm that it works. If I go there today, or even tomorrow I come there, will I find it working, or it has some challenges that needs to be rectified?
Madam Chair Lady, I confirm I've even clocked in today. It can read my face and it tells me thank you. It is working.
Right. So if I come tomorrow, I'll find it working?
Indeed.
All right, thank you.
Having come to a conclusion of our questions and answers from members and the executive, and I will allow probably there's our CEC for education. As you are aware, previously you were for the public service and devolution. That is why I think you're here, but your co-CC was able to answer your questions, and I applaud you for having put the answers previously, because I know most of the answers come from the previous docket. You did a good job, and she was not having a lot of things unanswered, I can allow you to say something, and the CEO there, and I can see the next, I think, is the CEO and the two from the health. If you can make a comment as we make a conclusion of this meeting today. Waziri Penina, please proceed.
Thank you so much, Madam Chair. Mine is just to appreciate the proceedings of this session. We all appreciate your effort as oversight, and also it helps us as a county executive to streamline our processes, our systems, and our operations. And we work together. As you are aware, I'm in the Department of Education, but then we deliver as one, as county government, and that's why we are here. Thank you so much.
CEO, give us a brief on the employment of staff of the ECDs. Probably maybe you make some remarks as you proceed to give the next gentleman next to you.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Chair. One thing that we need to say that we appreciate the fact that our ECD teachers, before the end of the last financial year, were put into PNB, and that is a plus for us, and we thank the county government and also your efforts as the county assembly. So one thing that we are working on right now is we were, in fact, together with the committee, the county assembly committee for the department, we are trying very hard maybe to work on the issue of those ones who are on contract, and probably they were the UTs. So this is something that is still working, and we are promising that we shall get somewhere, and by next year, maybe first term of the education system, probably we shall have our teachers in place, because we are replacing the UTs with the trained teachers. Thank you. We appreciate.
Proceed.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I want to appreciate the Ad Hoc Committee because they have provided checks and balance, and we as the executive.
This honorable house, I really want to appreciate or thank the work that this honorable house is doing through their various committees, the Ad Hoc Committee. We are so grateful. And I just wanted to mention or request, just one request, an emotive department. And even when we were talking, I already felt like I went down, my spirits went down. And I want to appreciate the concerns of this house. I want to appreciate the concerns from the public. But I just want to say that it is not like the department is not doing anything. I am just requesting that if it is well with this house, that if we can actually bring our heads together, all the arms, the executive, that is the Department of Health, the Budget Committee, Treasury, and also the Health Committee, so that we can sincerely look into the issues of the Department of Health. Honorable Member Engwa, he mentioned that there could be some negative publicity. Some of the things could be true. And I want to say that some of the perceptions could be wrong. This only, we can also say that if it is well, we can sit down and really look into the Department of Health with a positive eye, and also with a keeping in mind that we really want to improve our facilities so that we give the best to the people of Baringo. And then also, I just want to say that what Waziri said, that we are really working on a very tight budget. I made it the other day we came here, that whatever we have been given is not enough. And lastly, I just want to say that sometimes it is good, Madam Chair said, that if we can listen to both sides of the coin, if we can see the both sides of the coin, then we can make a conclusive, decisions in the Department of Health. So I just want to assure the people of Baringo that it is not that bad. It is not that bad. Sometimes people come, they have 4 drugs prescribed, they get 4, they get 3, they miss 1, and that is it. They go out and say there's no drugs. And sometimes somebody comes with a certain condition, we don't have the drug. That does not mean that when you don't have maybe drugs, maybe for diabetes, does not mean we have no drugs for all the other conditions. At the end of it all, we might come up with better answers to the Department of Health. Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Madam CEO. CEO Ruto, proceed.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I also want to join my colleagues in appreciating the Ad Hoc Committee for inviting us here to come and make our submissions. And Madam Chair, we in the Department of Health, there are also many positive things that we are not talking about. I was just looking at the statistics of last year. We were doing, as a county, 8 referrals per day. This year, 2025, we are doing 5 referrals per week, which is tremendous improvement. Looking at, Madam Chair, the projections that we had in 2023, we were looking at raising 90 million from our BCRH. We got 107. 2024, sorry, we were targeting 120, we raised 137. 2025, as per yesterday, we raised 85, 150, sorry. Target is 150, we have raised 85, which is significant progress, Madam Chair. I am in charge of level 2 and level 3 hospitals. From the report that I have, we've managed in some facilities, we've increased our numbers by double and quadruple in some facilities. Madam Chair, that means, it doesn't mean that our people are getting sick. It means the people of Baringo have enough faith and trust in our public facilities. So, Madam Chair, whereas I do agree we do have a lot of challenges that we need collectively to look at it and address it, we have also made tremendous improvement in service delivery to the people of Baringo. And Madam Chair, we still also want to really request for resources so that we can be able to make sure that the healthcare service that we give, it is commensurate to the WHO standards, and it is commensurate to, because health, Madam Chair, is a right as per the constitution of this country. So, but we will not be able to give that care optimally if we are not given the resources that we need to give. Thank you, Madam Chair.
It's Honorable Sharon or Honorable Ayengwa, who's on mic. So I will allow you members to make your last remarks so that we close the session.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, members of the executive who are here. First of all, I just want to say thank you for everyone who came here. This thing we are doing, we're not doing for anything else. It's for the people of Baringo. It's for people to get what they really deserve. And what I want to say about the the Department of Health, it's not for you to praise yourself. Let the people of Baringo feel like they're getting what they deserve so that they can give you praise. So if you feel like you've made improvements, you feel like you've done this, let that reflect to what people feel about you. They woke up one day and say, Sharon, if they wake up and say, Sharon, you're not doing your oversight, what will I do? Will I say that I'm not doing? Will I say that I'm doing it? I'll say, what I'll do, I'll go and do a self-reflection and ask myself, what is that I'm not doing right? And then I'll pull up my socks. So what we need to do is just to pull up our socks. At the end of the day, well, I'm not saying that you're doing nothing at all. Otherwise, our hospitals would be closed. We just need to pull up our socks. And finally, and I want to say this, it doesn't matter your history, health is quite immoral, and I don't think it's right. Lastly, I'll be looking forward to meeting the service board and the CS tomorrow, and I think Chesere will be here and the HR so that we can finalize this issue once and for all. Thank you.
Honorable Baringo, proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I was seeing Honorable Chesere is surprised that he may be needed tomorrow. Nevertheless, Honorable Chair, I also wanted to say we are actually coming to a close of this we are actually coming to a close. You know, we had a time frame to do this work, and I would like just to say that we are, as we serve our people, you also be aware that we are managing politics also. Know that let's only do our best. Let's do our best. History will not judge us harshly. Otherwise, you know, we are also being pressurized by the electorate that we are also sleeping with the executive. And we don't want us to be pushed so much. We wanted, even us at the oversight, to do the right thing. We don't want it to maybe go overboard. So this exercise, I think we are coming to a close. And then tomorrow we summarize. And then we shall bring the report to this house. And then we shall move forward. Otherwise, let's not get tired of serving our people. Let's not get tired of serving our people. I know that they're coming to the end of this term of office for our governor. May so many people and all of us, we may not, you know, after 5 years, we are out, isn't it? So let us serve our people to the end. Even if you are a political appointee, to tumia watu wetu mpaka mwisho, so that we don't seem as if we are dragging our feet because we are aware we are moving out. So let's serve our people. Let's serve our people. And actually there is, as I said earlier, there is a lot of negativity. And it is also upon you to see this negativity. Is it true or false? So that you can be able to analyze and be up. So otherwise, Madam Chair, I also want to appreciate you. We are doing it until we conclude it. And then it's upon the people of Baringo and those who have been elected to also see to it that we've served our people to the best of our abilities. Thank you.
As we have come to the conclusion of today's session, I want to say thank you also for coming in. And I would want to leave one remark before the Health Committee, the Executive Committee, about these papers that I was perusing for Dr. Sirma. this thing for biometric. Like for Eldama Ravine, I think they've taken way too long. And you remember there was a doctor who was working on behalf of a doctor who had gone to abroad. So probably there are some delays because of such arrangements. So the biometric is coming in handy, and it's good so that such things can be seen and it can be feasible for you even to see if it was actioned. Because like in Eldama Ravine, do you know how much is the cost of the biometric to be supplied? Because I'm aware that it was the person who was supposed to supply did not, and please do make sure that they buy the biometrics so that we don't see that another doctor working for another doctor, and we cannot see the evidence, because somebody can sign in for you and you are not aware. So I want to thank you so much for the implementation that you've done for this report. I'm so grateful as the chair, but because there's nothing bad like when you make a recommendation and it's just put on the shelves to lie down there without any positive reply. For the few recommendations that have been approved and have been done, as the committee, we are grateful, because you might even choose not to do them, but you decided to go one by one and do them. And I know you will still do the rest that have not been acted on, and so that the people of Baringo continue to get justice. Thank you so much. And the HR, please, we need you tomorrow here. I've not granted you any apologies not to appear tomorrow. Thank you so much. You have something, CCM, Chesere? If it's anything to do with permission, let's not talk about it. The session is over, and if there's something else that you want to add on this session, please, we see each other behind the
thank you.
Behind the tent. Thank you.